Okay, so this video is going to show you how to get your enemy sprites to move. You should have put your enemy sprites into your maze and set up your maze with the collectibles and your enemies. Should have done that within the first lesson or two. If you haven't done that, you'll need to go back and do that. So far I have, when I click the green flag, I got my player sprite. He starts in the center of the maze. He can go through my maze, which is great, but he cannot go through the walls. So that's one thing you want to check to make sure your main character does not go through the walls. Alright, so we're going to talk about how to get these enemy sprites to move. And so I'm going to show you the easiest way to get them to move. So to start with, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on each of my enemy sprites. And since I got them where I want them to move to, I'm going to tell them to go there. So I have this when the green flag is clicked. I'm going to tell them to go to where they are now. And I'm going to click on my sprite 2. Do the same thing. He's right there. So I'm going to go to where he is. Sprite 3 is going to be the same thing. Go to where he is. Let's go. And sprite 4, just there, I'm going to tell him to go to where he's at. Alright. So when I click my green flag, nothing's going to happen because they're where they're supposed to be. But if I was to move one all over like this, if I was to click the green flag, they will go back to where I want them to start. Okay, so we're going to be using these glide blocks. Now how this works is it's pretty simple. You start with your character and you want to drag him where you want him to go to, where you want him to glide to. And I'm going to drag out a glide block. As you can see, he glided down. These coordinates match up. So if I was to take this block and connect it like that, if I hit the green flag, he would glide down. If I wanted him to glide like that, might be too fast for him to glide, so I'm going to change this to a bigger number, and he would actually glide slower. Now I'm actually going to have this guy glide back and forth. So I'm going to take him and drag him right back where I want him to start at, about right there. And I will drag out another glide block. In 2 seconds, connect it like so, and he'll glide down and glide back up. But if I wanted him to wait a little bit, I would say let's wait in between our glides. So he'll glide down, he'll wait 1 second, then he'll glide back. Now I kind of want him to do that and just repeat that motion over and over again. So I'm going to use this forever loop. I'm going to place these 2 glide blocks there. If I do that, he'll glide down, wait 1 second, he'll glide back up, but then he'll glide right back down. Like what happened? Well, these 2 blocks right here, it'll go glide 2, then I'll make him glide back up without waiting. So we're going to add a wait block there. And there we go, he'll glide up and down. So I'm glad we can see that happening. That's good. Now I can do this with all of my sprites. I can have this sprite here. Click this one. I want him to glide across like this. So I'll click on this sprite, go to motion, drag out my glide block, connect it to this. If I go like that, he'll glide across. That's still too fast. Let's go to 0.5, make him glide slower. He'll glide slow. Then if I want him to glide back, I can just drag him back where I want him to glide to. Add it there. He'll glide down and back. Let's go 2.5 again. I'm going to add a wait block in between, just like that. Add another wait block like that. Then take my forever loop, and just put my glide blocks in the forever. And that will make him glide back and forth like that. Okay. And that is pretty much how you'll get them to move using the glide blocks. Just in case you're confused, I'll do one more. Let's go with this one right here. I'm going to actually have him, he starts there, I'm going to have him glide down, so I'm going to glide him back where I want him to go. Go to motions, drag out a glide block, then I'm going to have him go right back to the top. I got another glide block. 1.5 might be too fast. 1 is too fast. 1.5 should be sufficient. I'm going to add my weight blocks right there, and another weight block right here. Add my forever loop. Like that. He should go down, up, and down. Alright. This one, I'm going to actually do 2 steps of gliding. I'm actually going to move him back a little bit. I'm going to have him start there, so I'm going to change this code. Have him start there. And I'm going to do 2 sets of gliding. First, I'm going to have him glide over right here. So I pull out my glide. This time I'll have him glide back to where he started, and I'm just going to type in those numbers because it should be this block right here. So 65, negative 75. So if I do that, he'll go there, he'll glide back. Let's change this to maybe 2, 2. Then I'm going to have him glide up. So then I pull out my glide. 2. And then I'm going to have him glide. Let's see how that looks first. So he glides forward. He goes back. He goes up. So the last thing I want him to do is I want him to glide right back down. Right there. So I'll drag out my glide block. Change it to 2. And of course, I'm going to add my weight blocks in between each of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put all of my glide blocks in a forever loop. So there we go. He'll glide back and forth, up and down, which is what I want him to do. If he glides too slow, like that might be too slow, let's go 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and 1.5. So there you go. That's how you make your character move using glide blocks.